So you ask an AI model a simple question: do I need an umbrella today? And it gives you a confident answer. The only problem is it has no idea what the weather actually is. It's just guessing. Because a language model on its own can only talk, it cannot go and check anything. Now think about what you would do. You would check a weather app first, look at the result, and then answer. You take an action, you look at what came back, and then you decide. That loop is the difference between something that just talks and something that gets work done. And when an AI can do that, we call it an agent. LangGraph is one of the main tools you use to build one. If you are new here, this is Aksa, and on this channel, I help people understand complex AI topics by making them simple. So give me the next few minutes. By the end of this video, you will understand what LangGraph actually is, how an agent works on the inside, and you will build your first working agent that can decide on its own to go use a tool. Real code that you can run yourself. Two questions I want you to keep in your head while we go. First, why can't a language model do all this by itself? And second, which single line of code is doing most of the work? I will point it out when we get there. But before we build anything, let me tell you what LangGraph even is. So, LangGraph is a library made for one main job: building AI agents. I will be using the Python version here, and the way it builds them is as a graph. Now, if you have seen my graph video, this is gonna feel familiar. A graph is just two parts: nodes and edges. Nodes are your steps, and edges are the connections between them. In LangGraph, a node is one step your agent takes. So, call the LLM is a node. Run a tool is another node. And an edge is what connects one step to the next. After the LLM thinks, which step do we go to? An edge decides that. And there is a third piece you need, and that is state. State is just a shared notebook that every step can read from and write to. So when the LLM thinks something, it writes it in the notebook. When a tool runs, it writes the result in the same notebook. Every step sees the same notebook. That's how the agent keeps track of what's going on. So that's the complete picture. Nodes are the steps, edges decide the flow, and state is the shared memory. Keep this in your head because in a minute you will see all three doing their job. Now, the real question: a plain chain of LLM calls just runs in a straight line, start to finish. So, what does LangGraph let you do that a straight line can't? The answer is one idea, and that's the loop. Let me walk you through what actually happens when an agent runs, step by step. A user sends a message: do I need an umbrella in Bangalore today? That message goes into the state, our shared notebook. Then we go to the first node, which is the LLM. Think of the LLM here as the brain. The brain reads the question and thinks about it. And instead of just answering, it can decide something. It can say, I can't answer this properly on my own. I need to check the weather first. So now we hit an edge. And this is a special kind called a conditional edge. Conditional just means it asks a question and picks a path based on the answer. The question here is simple: did the brain ask to use a tool? Yes or no? If yes, we go to the tool node. The weather tool runs, gets the real weather, and writes that result back into the notebook. And then, and this is the important part, we loop back to the brain. The LLM reads the weather result that just came in, and now it can actually answer you properly. If no, if the brain didn't need a tool, we just go straight to the answer and we are done. So that's the loop. Think, decide, maybe act, look at the result, think again. Round and round until the job is done. And that loop is the core of what an agent is. The rest is built on top of this. Okay, so now you can picture the loop, but I still owe you the answer from the start. Why can't a language model just do this on its own? Let me clear that up because it's the main reason you would reach for LangGraph. So, a language model by itself runs only once. You give it text, it gives you text back, and it's done. It can't check anything, it can't run code, and it can't loop. It only knows what it was trained on. So, for anything live, like today's weather, it just guesses. And a plain chain, like I mentioned, only runs in that straight line. So, it can't loop back either. That's the gap LangGraph fills. It lets your agent loop, make decisions, use tools, and keep everything in that shared state. And there is one more reason people started using LangGraph for real products. And I want you to know it. It's durable. What that means is if your program crashes in the middle of a long task or your server restarts, the agent doesn't lose everything and start over. It saves its state as it goes, so it can pick up exactly where it left off. Alright, enough theory. You understand the loop, you understand why you need it. Now let's actually build one. It's shorter than you would expect. So before we write any Python, we need Ollama itself. If you have followed my other local AI videos, you already have it. If not, go to ollama.com and install it. Once it's installed, it usually starts running in the background on its own. Now we pull a model. I will use Llama 3.1. So the command is just Ollama pull Llama 3.1. Now one important heads up, and this is what confuses most people. Your model has to support tool calling. Not every local model does. Llama 3.1 and Quen both handle it well. So pick one of those or any recent model that says it supports tool. So use a model that supports tools. That one detail saves you a lot of confusion. If you want to be sure that model side works before touching Python, run it once and type a quick message with Ollama run Llama 3.1. If it replies, you are good. Exit out and let's write some code. I will go line by line so nothing is a mystery. First, the imports. So create agent is the function that builds our agent for us. Tool is what we use to turn a normal Python function into something the agent is allowed to use. And chat Ollama is how we connect to the model running on your machine. Now let's give our agent a tool. Remember, a tool is just an action the agent can take. Let's make a weather tool. Now look at this closely. That add tool on top is what registers this function as a tool. And see that line of text in the quotes? The doc string? That is not a comment for you. That is how the agent understands what this tool does. The model reads that description to decide when to use it. So if you write a bad description, your agent won't know when to reach for the tool. So write it clearly. And yes, right now I am just returning a fake sentence. In a real project, this would call an actual weather API. But for learning, this is perfect because it lets us focus on the part that actually counts, which is watching the agent decide to use it. Now let's connect the model. This one line points at Ollama and picks the model we pulled. And this is the only line you change if you ever want a different model. Want to try Quen instead? Change this one line and nothing else moves. Now the actual agent. This is the part I told you to watch for. That's it. That one function call is doing most of the work. You gave it a brain, that's your local model. You gave it a list of tools it's allowed to use. And you gave it a system prompt, which is just its instructions. And behind the scenes, Create Agent just built that entire loop I showed you earlier. The LLM node, the tool node, the conditional edge, all of it. You didn't have to wire it by hand. Now let's actually ask it something. So we send our question in as a message and we print the last message, which is the final answer. Now let's run it. Watch what happens. The agent reads the question. It realizes it needs the weather. So on its own, it calls our get weather tool. It gets the result back and then it answers you properly using that result. You never told it to call the tool. It decided that by itself. And that's your first agent working, running fully on your own machine. Now you might be wondering, wait, that was so easy. When would I ever need the complex agents? Good question. Let me answer it honestly because knowing this saves you a lot of pain. So, for most normal agents, the ones that just need to think and use a few tools, create agent is all you need. Do not overcomplicate it. A lot of people go and hand build a huge complicated graph for something this function would have handled in a few lines. You only need to build the graph yourself, node by node, when you want real custom control. Like when you have several agents working together, or you need very specific branching logic, or you want to step in and change the state right in the middle of a run. That's when you drop down to the full toolkit and build it piece by piece. But that's a later problem. For now, and for a lot of real work, the simple way is the right way. Start simple, add complexity only when something actually forces you to. So let me leave you with one task to do today and where we go next. So here is what I want you to do right now. Take this exact code, run it, and get your first agent talking, all on your own machine. Then change the tool. Instead of weather, make a tool that does something you care about. Even something small, like a tool that reverses a word or one that does a calculation. Once you see the agent pick your own tool on its own, the whole idea will make a lot more sense than just watching me do it. And one part I left out on purpose. Right now, our agent forgets everything the second it finishes. It has no memory of what you just asked. Giving it memory so it can hold a real back and forth conversation, that's a whole topic on its own. So I'm saving it for the next video. If you want that one, tell me in the comments. And if you don't want to wait for that next video, there is a course on DataCamp that already covers it. It goes deep into memory, giving your agent more than one tool and letting it pick the right one, and building the graph by hand. So you get to see what's happening underneath the shortcut we use today. Just make sure you know the examples in it use OpenAI's API, not a local model. But what you learned carries straight over to your Ollama model because the LangChain and LangGraph code around it is basically the same. You mostly just point it at your local model instead. It's the first link in the description. So, quick recap: an agent is just an LLM in a loop. It thinks, it decides, it uses tools, it looks at the result, and it thinks again. LangGraph is what runs that loop for you, and Create Agent is the easy way in. If this made LangGraph make sense for you, hit the like button. It honestly helps me know these explainer videos are useful, so I keep making them. A few links in this video are affiliate links. If you purchase through them, I may earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. I only recommend resources I trust and find valuable.